Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel and welcome back to Fenton Forest Farm. We're going to get right into the action here. Hopefully this tractor does not make our truck look too small or too or too big. I don't think it makes it look too big, obviously. We are going to haul the big JCB wheel loader up to the BGA. We're going to do a little BGA work in this series. Let me just make sure we're strapped down there. There we go. Lots of things that we're going to do. Well, a couple of different things that we're going to do today. We'll just kind of see how much time we have to get everything done. We do have, well, let's just go ahead and use our hired workers by name, our trusty Billy Bob, who has been with us since the Farm Sim 15 days. He is a staple on all of our maps that we play. I've told the story before that one of my childhood friends was named Billy Bob. Yes, I grew up in Texas, so that was a fairly common name. And he and I were buddies, maybe best of pals. We played around a lot when we were children and also into our teenage years and everything. And unfortunately, Billy lost his life after graduation sometime. I had sort of lost track of him, and then by the time it got around to our 10-year class reunion, I believe he had passed away. So it's kind of, I suppose it's kind of a memorial to him as to why I feature him into our videos and everything the way that I do. And usually also we have usually another character or two, and usually that is Jack is the other character, and that's another childhood friend. And then if we need to come up with a female character, just because oftentimes obviously we've got females running our tractors and stuff like that, I usually use the name of Matilda for that. And that actually, Matilda was my grandmother on my father's side. And yes, I realize I'm driving on the wrong side of the road here. I've been playing off camera. I've been playing a British map and just kind of having fun and forgetting what I'm supposed to be doing and the direction that I'm supposed to be driving and all that kind of stuff. So just either sue me or forgive me either way. Let me get in the cab view here and we'll get on up to the BGA, drop off this wheel loader. And yeah, we're gonna do something. I don't know if we will, where is the BGA? I think we're coming up on it right up here, I believe. We will either cut some corn chaff, or is this the BGA? I believe it is. If not, yeah, it's the BGA. We'll cut either some corn chaff or grass or something and do a little bit of work up here. Not a whole lot. Truth be told, we'll probably automate a great deal of it with Courseplay. It's going to be super easy. Stevie obviously put in our favorite type of BGA receptacle there, I suppose, for lack of a better word, and that's just super easy to do. And we'll just kind of play around with that and see how we do. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get this thing offloaded here and get the parking brake off. It would help if I put it in the right gear, Jerry. Anyway, we do have Billy Bob, as I was saying. Billy Bob is getting the grass off of the hay meadow there that we have, field number 8. He is doing that and doing a fine job, I believe. Hopefully he's doing a fine job. And I think there's a parking spot right over here that maybe this guy will go into, and we'll keep him undercover because, you know, we like to keep our vehicles and everything out of the elements because we like stuff to last. That's one thing that my father taught me from a very, very young age. And if I said that I always adhered to his instructions, I would possibly be telling a little bit of a fib. It did take a little while, a little persuasion. I'm not going to tell you exactly how that persuasion was handed down. It wasn't always by the belt, but yeah, I soon learned. I soon learned to always put things back where I got them from, and to always make sure that tools and things like that were always brought back inside, out of the weather, all that good stuff, because that's how come things get ruined, get lost, or just basically wear out prematurely. So hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Let's see, you're going to be watching this video on the 1st of March, Friday, March the 1st. Can you believe that it is already March? And let's just pause right here for a moment and take a look and see if we can spy Billy Bob out there anywhere. It's nice to have power lines, isn't it? Thank you, Stevie, for making sure that we have electricity down here on Fenton Forest Farm, because that's not always a guarantee. And of course, that is a little bit of a joke for those of us that were a little bit irritated about the lack of power lines, as well as all the trash and junk and everything on the Ravenport map for 19. So back in episode number 2, I sort of talked about an issue that I had been having with the Kuhn bell wrapper. It's the all-in-one, all-inclusive bell wrapper, round bell wrapper device that is in the game. And I talked about I'd had some problems with that. Well, in the meantime, from the time that I recorded that episode until actually I did the editing, the rendering, the uploading, and all that stuff, I had basically sorted out my problem. And so let me back up just a little bit, because obviously being a founder of SGS Discord network, Discord channel, I, along with Eustace Pharmer and Duckzorly Gaming, it is our passion to help others, but that doesn't always mean that we don't need help ourselves. And I will just caution the peanut gallery that as far as any other type of help that I might need, you can keep those opinions to yourself, just joking, of course. But yeah, so we often, need to ask questions or have issues or whatever that we need to sort out, and we don't know everything. We try to, and so I had been having some problems with getting that bell wrapper to do its thing, to basically wrap bells. I think that's the Black Beauty. Yeah, I like the Black Beauty. And so lo and behold, let's see, let's get that off. There we go. Lo and behold, nope, that still didn't do it. There we go. Show lines, we'll turn that off, because like I said, we're not gonna need GPS right now. But anyway, I've been trying to get that to work, and I'm contemplating doing another small map series. And yeah, it's a British farm and all that kind of stuff, but I was wanting to kind of focus on doing some bell wrapping, selling silage, that kind of stuff. And so I had some problems with this baler. And so I had sort of just chalked it up to my poor luck that I seem to be having with FarmSim 19. Those of you that are still counting and keeping track, yeah, I still have to launch ATS or ETS2 before I launch FS19, either that or it requires superhuman strength to actually move the steering wheel. And I certainly don't like that about that. So I had done a full uninstall, reinstall of FarmSim 19 over the weekend, and lo and behold, this issue still existed. This issue of the Kuhn bell wrapper not working. It would basically collect grass, which is what I was wanting to turn into silage. It would collect the grass, so in other words, it would bale it. But then when the bale was ejected, it would kind of glitch out. The baler would glitch out for just a little bit, but it would not wrap the bell. And also importantly to understand, is it also would not eject the bale. So I couldn't get the bale out of there. I ended up having to essentially sell the baler to get the bale out of the baler. Counterproductive. And we're just going to head up over here and feed our chickens, and I'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment. I got onto Discord after I'd done the uninstall, reinstall, and everything, and was talking to Eustace Pharmer, and Eustace had told me that he thought that the Kuhn baler wrapper thingamajig had an issue from the get-go, and wasn't sure if Giants had fixed it through one of the earlier patches or whatnot. Since I was having a problem with it, I just assumed that was the deal. Well, I talked to Duckzorly, Duckzorly Gaming, and Duckzorly's like, I'm pretty sure I've used that baler, and I'm pretty sure I've used it on Fenton Farm, and I'm pretty sure it worked just fine, and I really don't understand why you're having the problem, Jerry. So with that said, and also a few other people had chimed in, I had posted about it over on PCSG, and a few folks over there said they're not having any problems with it whatsoever. Now, I wonder if I can get this thing backed in there, because you know me, I can't back and talk at the same time, so just bear with me here just a moment. But I posted over on PCSG, and a few folks chimed in over there basically saying, well, Jerry, I think you're losing your mind. I think everything is working fine. Well, again, just sort of understanding that I've had some challenges, I've had some problems with FarmSim 19 in the past, other things, and I just kind of, again, was chalking it up to that as being potentially the issue. And am I going to hit that trigger, or am I off? I'm off, aren't I? I need to be over to the left. See, I can't back and talk at the same time. This is something that has, for those of you that have been with me since my FarmSim 15 days, you know that I just can't do it. And you can make fun of me if you want to. I'm certainly okay with that. There we go. Got the wheat trigger. So, long story short, so I can get this story told and we can get on to other stories. Long story short, I ended up doing the next best thing, which was setting up this map, Fenton Forest Farm, and essentially adding in a few mods at a time, and until through trial and error, and actually I've got quite a few mods in my mod folder, and so it was one of the last few that I had added. I was adding about 10 at a time, and wrong button, Jerry. Adding about 10 at a time, and I tell you what, let's store this trailer up here. Why not? I think maybe I'll build I've got a little bit of a lag, not sure if that's just kind of a one-off thing. Maybe I'll build a little barn up here or something, and keep this trailer under it. But for right now, I think it'll be fine just like that. So let's get on back to the main farm. So anyway, through process of elimination, I found out what the culprit was. The culprit was I had downloaded a mower, a John Deere mower pack from Expendables Modding Facebook page. And what I was really after was I was after the butterfly mowers, the John Deere butterfly mowers. You might remember if you watched my Thornton Farm series, I used those mowers in that series and quite enjoyed it. And so that's what I was after, but it came with a tractor and it came with a baler, and they were independent mods. So I just added all of them, even though I wasn't necessarily going to use the baler. It was active. It was causing the mod conflict. Well, so the chicken coop that we just came from, that's another little bit of a story. So I would encourage you to go to Duckzorly Gaming and listen or watch his mod review that he did on that chicken coop. It's a great mod. I think it's going to be a great mod. Let me just show it to you in the store. You'll find it under Animal Pens, and it's basically this guy here for just shy of $87,000. And so I watched his video, and I'm like, cool. I want to put that here. That'll give us a little bit of extra things to do. And I knew that Stevie had placed us some spots to put things on, and so I thought that was kind of cool. And so anyway, let me just pull up my map here so I can see what we need to do. I think field number 1 needs to be, does it need, yep, we need some lime, and it needs to be plowed. So let's do some lime. We'll do some lime for a few minutes. And so anyway, I think we got lime in here. Yep, we do. So anyway, I saw that mod review that Duckzorly Gaming did, and he did a fantastic job with it, by the way. And so I'm thinking, okay, I want to get that. I want to put that on Fenton Forest Farm, and that'll give us, something extra to do. I think I've already said that. And so I went to throw it into the map, and it wouldn't show up. I couldn't get the mod to show up. Did a couple of different things, and still couldn't get the mod to show up. And so again, I decided, okay, well, it must be a mod conflict. What is the mod conflict? So because I couldn't get the mod to show up, I basically had to let me do this. All right, so back with you. Had a little bit of a problem there trying to get GPS to work, and it locked my game up, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. We'll have to take a look elsewhere to see what might be going on. But anyway, I did update that today, so it might be, I might need to roll back to the previous version. But anyway, long story short is I found out that the mod conflict that was preventing the chicken coop mod from getting installed into the game was actually a mod that I had installed very early on within FarmSim 19 called Dash Time, and it was basically one of the first fast forward mods that came out. Now, why that mod conflicted with the chicken coop, who knows? We'll just have to see what gives with that, and go from there. So I am just hitting all sorts of wrong buttons right now. But anyway, it is what it is. There will be occasional mod conflicts. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. Of course, if you do your best to essentially get your mods from reputable sources, you can certainly try to eliminate mod conflicts as best as possible. And again, both of those I think are relatively well, I don't know about Dash Time. I don't know where I got that from. That might have been Giants Mod Hub, or it might have been someplace else. But Expendables Modding, I've got a couple of mods from them. Now, I did go over to their Facebook page, and I posted in there, and they more or less acknowledged that they realized that there is a issue, and they had encouraged that I do something different or try a different mod that they've released. And quite honestly, I'm not that bothered right now to have the butterfly mowers from John Deere. I'm not planning to use them on this map for sure, and not really planning on using them on any other series at this particular point in time. So we'll just cross that bridge later on down the road if it's something that I feel like that I just can't live without. But I've got a question for any of you that might know about lime and lime use and all that kind of stuff, but is the yield for lime just a little bit and these lags, I don't know. I wonder if it's that chicken coop mod, because that's been something that I've added recently, other than updating the steering guidance mod. Again, I may roll back the steering guidance mod and see if that kind of clears lags that I'm getting, because that's a little bit odd. I usually don't get lags with Farm Sim, or at least I don't get them frequent like that. I get them almost every time we make a churn, which is a little bit odd. Hopefully it's not the chicken coop mod, because I'd really like to have that here on the map. I think that would give us a little bit more income and give us something else to do. But we'll just have to kind of see. It is a version 1 kind of thing, and sometimes these mods, when they first come out, they are a little bit glitchy. So there goes Billy Bob with another load of hay. We're getting the hay off our hay meadow and getting that packed away into the silo, and will most likely, this will probably be the last episode from this game day. We're still in technically the first game day. After getting started with the map, I am running in 5x speed, so we're going to try to remember to do that each time, so that we'll maybe spend 2 episodes per game day. We'll just kind of have to see how it goes, and of course I reserve the right to make changes and whatever as I see fit, whatever we need to do to kind of keep the story going and all that stuff. But in any event, that's what we're gonna kind of go with right now. And to be quite honest, this is only like maybe the second time that I have applied lime to a field somewhat myself manually. I think because of the yield, or the lack of yield, that we get from actually the application of lime, I typically throw this on a hired worker and just pay them to manage the supply of lime and call it good, because again, it takes so many trips to actually do lime on any field of any size. I mean, this one here is probably going to take us, and I'm not even getting it covered 100%, but I think this is probably going to take us at least 3, maybe 4 loads of lime to actually get this field done, considering that I think we've only made 3 passes, I think, there. And so we'll most likely need to go and get some here in just a moment. But anyway, it is extra things to do, and we just had another little lag spike there. So yeah, I may need to look and see what is actually causing that. And I did add a couple of Stevie mods in recent days. When I recorded the second episode, I don't think I recall seeing the lag spikes, but again, you just never know. I don't think I have any errors in the log, but I'll check that as well and just do as much due diligence as I possibly can. But ultimately, I don't mind taking a chance on a mod. I do make regular backups of my game saves and everything, so I feel pretty confident that if I were to get something that is going to cause me some problems, it's not going to be that devastating to me, because I've got backups and everything. But at the same time, I also like to have a smooth running game. I like to have a smooth running system. As you all know that have been with me for a while, you know that my version 5 Beast, I built this machine last May, I believe it was, May-June timeframe, and she's running really well most of the time. Again, this is something that is just popped up in the last day or 2, and we'll get that sorted out and see what gives. But anyway, yeah, so hope everyone is enjoying their March. I tell you, we're of course, I'm recording this episode on Wednesday night, Wednesday evening, I think it's the 27th of March, or of February, I should say. And we've got more cold weather, more snow coming up for this coming weekend. And both my wife and I were just absolutely tired of winter. We are so ready for spring, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything here in Colorado. Our snowiest month typically is March, and so we haven't even got there yet, so who knows. Back in, I think it was in 2003, we had a blizzard. We got about 3 feet of snow in less than 48 hours, and just crazy times. And so that is something that is always a possibility. And even April and May can be somewhat cool. on the cool side of things, and certainly can certainly be also be wet. So there's basically no guarantee that we're going to have a nice warm or mild spring like some of you folks might enjoy down in the southern states and whatnot. But we'll just kind of have to see how it goes. But anyway, so we've got our next load of lime, and we'll head on up there. If any of you are playing with the chicken coop mod, let me know if that's causing you any problems. I couldn't see where it would be, considering that it's not anywhere near where we are right now. I mean, it's up on the other side, but it could be doing something. It could be, whatever, however it works. I suppose it could be throwing some performance issues into the map or into the game. But hopefully it's not that. I should scoot over just a little bit. Again, I'm not real sure why the game locked up when I tried to engage the steering guidance mod, other than the fact that I did update that today. But who knows, right? I mean, it could literally be anything. All right, well, I believe I'm going to finish up this field off camera, and of course going to let Billy Bob finish collecting that the hay off of field number 8. We want to get that in just in case tomorrow we don't want to run the risk of it raining or anything like that. And of course, we don't have the seasons mod installed. It's not available yet, obviously. But we still need to kind of keep in mind and play things as if it were, because that way we'll be prepared when it does come out. So obviously if you have hay, if you leave hay on the field or grass on the field or straw on the field overnight, at least with the way that seasons worked in Farm Sim 17, you would lose a portion of that. I don't know if that's going to be the way it's going to work in 19. I think they were going to dial that back just a little bit, because really and truthfully the thing that I was a little disappointed with the seasons mod in relation to the way that it worked with 17 was the fact that you don't typically cut grass, tedder the grass, rake the grass, and bale the hay all in the same day. It's a process of leaving it out in the field. If you've got a couple of good hot summer days, obviously the sun will dry the grass out. You rake it, fluff it up and everything, and then you can bale it. But you would get penalized if you did it that way with seasons in Farm Sim 17. Now, understandably, a game day in seasons isn't necessarily equal to a game day in the real world. We're playing with either 3 or 6 or 9 or 12 game days per season. So I always just sort of looked at it as, okay, I'm going to do an episode. It's going to be in the 3rd game day of summer, but the episode that I do early in the day, we're going to pretend like that's the day before, and then we're going to come back for the next episode, and that's going to be the same game day as far as seasons is concerned, but in theory, it could be a day or it could be 2 days down the road, just to avoid losing the hay, because I didn't like losing it. I didn't like it disappearing on me. And of course, always made sure that we got stuff in before it would rain, if there was rain in the forecast, simply because you certainly don't want to, waste not, want not. That is always a pretty good motto to live by. All right, well, I am going to, again, work here off camera, finish this up. We'll come back. We'll probably have course play or hired worker, aka Billy Bob or Jack, plow this lime into the field. And we've got some other fields that can be harvested, and we need to get all the harvest in before we really start thinking about replanting. And then we'll figure out what all we're going to replant. We're going to do different things with this map. We're going to do some sugar beets. We're going to do some sunflower, some canola. Obviously, we need to to uh, to raise some oats for our horses, and obviously, keep our grass and our hay and straw and everything picked up from time to time to support the rest of our animals. And then we are going to be obviously raising animals, so we're going to have the animals to sell as they grow. And then we're going to have some eggs, chicken eggs, both from the main farm as well as from hopefully the chicken coop that we just installed, and hopefully that's not the culprit of the lag spikes. And then what else? What else? Oh, we've got the BGA. We're going to do the BGA a little bit on this series, on this map. And just, I don't know, whatever else we can think to do. I'm not really planning on doing forestry, but we could, maybe do it for an episode or so just to kind of break up the monotony if we want to kind of say, okay, well, we're going to do an episode and this is winter. We're transitioning from fall into spring, and we're going to do some logging for just to say that this is winter, and it's getting dark here on Fenton Forest Farm, and it's looking fantastic. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping things up. Please come over and check out Simulation Gaming Society Discord channel. You'll find the link down below. If you see a mod that you have seen here in my video, in this video, or any video of mine, and you want to find out what that mod is, go to grizzlybearsims.com. Again, that's grizzlybearsims.com. Click on information at the top of the page, and then click on the add-ons and mod spreadsheet. That will take you to my mod spreadsheet, where you'll find the list of mods. Look down at the bottom of the spreadsheet and make sure that you hit the FarmSim 19 tab, and you'll find all the mods that I'm using. And then last but not least, please check out my partners in crime. That would be Eustace Pharmer and Duckzorly Gaming. You'll find links to their YouTube channels below. Say hi to them and watch their content. Excellent content that they put out, all family friendly, of course. And then, of course, Duckzorly has his Discord channel. I have mine as well. My link is down below as well. And just have fun, have a good time. Take care of yourselves, also of each other, and enjoy the month of March. And we'll be back with more episodes here very, very shortly from Fenton Forest Farm. My name is Jerry, Grizzly Bear Sims. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the family. Thank you for being a part of the 1,500 plus subscribers that I have. I love you all. Take good care of yourself, and we'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.